What's up, investors? Welcome to another episode of the WTF Report, bringing you the latest and greatest news that directly impact our financial markets and, more importantly, our portfolios. So this week was not so chill, a little bit chaotic, and that's because the tech bubble burst. But along with that, we had some really good economic data come out, and apparently there's a new vaccine coming out November 1st, just in time for elections. So without further ado, my name is Ayan with AQ Markets, and you're watching this week's WTF Report. So overall, this was a very red week. We had the Dow Jones down around 1.4%, we had the S&P 500 down around 2.2%, and the Nasdaq down 3.5%, the biggest loser of the week. And that has a lot to do with the tech bubble, as I mentioned. Now, typically I give the overall economic view and then I discuss the individual stocks, but this week we're going to start off a little unconventionally and start off with the stock news first. So this week we started off with Apple and Tesla initiating their stock splits. The demand was up, people wanted to buy the shares, they were doing really good. So Monday and Tuesday we hit some record highs with them, along with the record highs on the Nasdaq. Notice how I kind of scribbled out the second half of the week. We're going to get there later. But they initiated their stock split, so now it's easier to buy these shares. Along with that, we had Zoom report its earnings, and oh man, did they do really well. They were up 50% the next day, as you can see by the chart. And that's because their revenues were up 3,300% year over year in the second quarter. As you've seen from the previous year, a lot of people are working from home. People are using Zoom to keep in touch with their family and friends. So Zoom has actually been able to monetize this and capitalize on a lot of subscriptions and commercial subscriptions for companies. So they are actually cashing out and generating revenues. As I mentioned in my prior videos, their PE ratio was a little out of whack. It was at 1,200 to 1,500 depending on which data you're using, but now they're at a 500 PE ratio, which isn't too ridiculous these days given the tech valuations. So they're on the right track. So we started off this week pretty hot. We had new record highs on the S&P 500, on the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones was fully recovered, tech was hitting all-time highs, Apple and Tesla all-time highs, Zoom was up 50%, so you're probably thinking, what could possibly go wrong? So on Wednesday, everything was kind of fine in the morning, and then Tesla announced that they're going to be doing a $5 billion issuance of shares. Now, typically when more shares are issued, the price goes down because there's more shares outstanding. And this led Tesla to be down 5.8% at the end of a single trading day. And along with that, we also had Apple. I think people were mainly just cashing out on the rally that they had when they announced the stock split, and they also started to go down around 2.2%. Now, people were still like, okay, that's fine, that makes sense. But then this happened.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
Q Thursday morning, and that is when there was a massive sell-off in tech everywhere. We had the Nasdaq down 5%. We had the S&P down over 4%. Things were crazy. People were panicking. And meanwhile, I was just kind of sitting back watching the chaos. And that's because this, in my opinion, was strictly because there was such a rally in tech in this year alone that led them to all-time record highs and year-to-date percentages over 30 to 40% during a pandemic. And I've mentioned before that a lot of people and investors have been resorting to these big tech firms because they see that as a safety net as opposed to going and buying bonds. And this is where that pullback kind of happens. Keep in mind, even though that they were down 5% this trading day on Thursday, it doesn't mean that they crashed. Because when you really look at it, if you still look at their year-to-date calendar, they're up, like I mentioned, in the 30 to 50% range, depending on the company. Obviously, Zoom is up hundreds of percent, and Tesla is also up hundreds of percent. But let's get into what happened. Think of it this way. Retail investors like me and you, we don't run the markets. The markets are run by big institutions, hedge funds, and banks that control a lot of the open shares that are being bought and sold within the market space. So as I mentioned before, how stocks follow the supply and demand, where if there's more buyers than there are sellers, the price goes up. If there's more sellers than there are buyers, the price goes down. So there was a huge liquidation effect among the hedge funds and among the big banks that basically created that void where there was a lot of sellers and not enough buyers. So this drove prices down and down and down and down and down. And then that even extended into today on Friday. We were down as much as another 4% on the Nasdaq and the S&P. As you can see, there was a little bit of a dip, but then it ended up recovering in the long end, which is why we aren't down 8% this week. The dip, the trough that was created would have put us at a really bad point, but people started to, quote, buy the dip later on in the afternoon at around 1 p.m., and we managed to level it off. So with all these people that cashed out on these tech stocks and now have this idle cash, you're probably wondering, where did they put the money? Now, this is the interesting point here. Typically, when people are afraid and the stock market is afraid that there's some chaotic event going to happen, they typically will allocate their money towards bonds. So when I was observing the market today, I noticed that there wasn't actually a massive inflow into the bond market as you would have expected, signaling that this wasn't really a fear-initiated sell-off. This was more so a let's cash out because we believe that these tech stocks had a really nice rally and they're a little bit overvalued, and let's move our money into something else. And what they moved their money into, as opposed to the bonds and gold when people are afraid, is they moved it to value stocks. So let's talk about why people jumped into value stocks. So first, let's talk about the economic data. From these two headlines alone, we ended up netting down our unemployment numbers to around 8.4%, which is good. The last report I gave where they released the numbers, we were at 10.2, so we are trending back downward. Along with that, we are having some slowing cases of COVID in the United States, which is signaling that the spread is kind of being contained. Along with that, the second stimulus package has not been passed and approved yet. So that means that there's still a lot of money that's going to be pouring into the financial system sometime soon, more than likely before the election. And apparently there is going to be a vaccine by November 1st, which is coming up pretty soon. We got about 2 months. And again, none of this is bad news. A lot of this is good news. So what people have been doing is, since this tech rally kind of threw off the whole approach of what is the intrinsic value of a stock, people are now cashing out on that and they're going into value stocks. And the reason being that value stocks have not fully recovered from the impacts of COVID yet, from this economic recovery. And what the opportunity is now is that people are seeing that in the following year, there isn't going to be much more of a tech rally because it's already happened, and there's going to be now the recovery stocks that are going to be part of the mix, which is going to be value stocks. And value stocks are basically companies that people see as being undervalued based on what they're trading at right now, and this is because of their strong cash flows, their strong profit margins, and their overall growth when it comes to earnings per share. Now, this is a concept that Warren Buffett is very, very aware of, and this is one of his guiding principles when it comes to picking stocks. So, all in all, was this necessarily a tech bubble, and are we going to spiral into another March situation where the stocks plummet 30%? The answer is more than likely going to be no. People, and by people I mean institutions, reallocated their money. They took out the big wins that they had in tech this year, and they pivoted back into the recovery stocks, as I like to call them. The value stocks had a massive inflow just in Thursday, Friday trading volume, which indicates that more people are now looking forward to an actual recovery when it comes to stocks that are still off from their March highs. That does it for this week's WTF report. I hope it shed a lot of light on the craziness that happened in the last few days, and I hope it eased your tensions about whether or not there's going to be a financial collapse like there was in March. But something that's very important to note is that every week when I make these videos, I take the new information that comes to me, I synthesize it, and I create a forward outlook. Those things can change. Come next week, come the next month, who knows? So, if you want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then if you want to help out your friends, don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you next week.